Southeast Australia's The Gap is a remote ocean cliff that provides a view of the Tasman Sea. Due to its sharp descent into the deep water below, it is Australia's most popular suicide location. Don Ritchie lived in this notorious wasteland. Don Ritchie served in the Second World War in the Royal Australian Navy. After the war, he became a life insurance salesman. Having grown up in a town close to the Gap, Don knew of the cliff's notoriety as a suicide salesman. He decided to settle in a lonely house across the street from the Gap. From this proximity, Don managed to help hundreds of depressed individuals who would arrive at the Gap with suicide on their minds. Don would go up to the distressed people and ask, "Is there something I could do to help you?" The suicide-minded people would stop and have a chat with the old man with the kind words and the smile. Don would start a conversation with them in an effort to persuade them to reconsider giving up on their lives. Some would have placed their belongings, shoes, wallets, and a note on the seashore rocks and been about to jump when they were gently pulled back. Don explained his intervention and suicide attempt, saying, "You can't just sit there and watch them." His efforts managed to save the lives of 160 people, though the number could be as high as 500 according to his family. He passed away in 2012 of natural causes, but his legacy lives on. He was awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia for his humanitarian work. Today, he is remembered as the Angel of the Gap. When interviewed by a newspaper, 86-year-old Don had said, "I imagine somebody else will come along and do what I've been doing." As part of the self-harm minimization measures, Gap Park now has 9 cameras, emergency phones, and new fences. How can Don's story teach us something? We occasionally have a tendency to forget about people in our very busy lives. People who are in need of assistance, who are simply doing their best to get by, and who are dealing with their own stresses and worries. The individuals who are standing next to us, behind computer screens receiving our emails or messages, or who are dressed professionally but are still individuals. Sometimes we might forget that they are people. They may occasionally come to mind as tools that we can use to accomplish our goals. It doesn't matter what we say to them or how we treat them. They can deal with their own problems just as we can deal with our own issues. Alternatively, we might think of them as people who have it all together. Your seemingly insignificant action will have a profound impact. Although you might not think it matters, to them, it makes a significant difference. Just as Don's modest invitation to join him for tea and conversation might seem insignificant to people who live in the material world, such human touch and empathy are exactly what our society lacks today. Every person is a person, a living, breathing being with emotions, thoughts, aspirations, fears, obligations, and commitments. The person next to us, across from us, or on the other side of the globe using the internet to communicate with us also has their own problems that they are grappling with. People still have problems even if they aren't screaming about them or wearing a sign declaring that they are stressed out or frustrated. You never know whose life you might touch along the way. You might also change your life as a result of doing this.